Good evening, viewers. Myself, Dr. Mallikarjun Rao, Assistant Professor of Commerce, Government Degree College, Kukatpalli, Telangana. Today, I am going to explain the very important topic in Commerce and Management subject, that is Goods and Service Tax. So, before start my presentation are pre and post GST in Indian indirect tax structure, and what are the products and services are outside the GST, need and importance of GST or advantages of GST, what is the role of GST Council and GST registration process, and what are the GSTR returns, different types of returns. Let us, I will explain one by one. First starts with, so to see the picture, so this is happened in first 30th June 2017 midnight. So Honorable Prime Minister and Honorable President launched the midnights, that is 1st July 2017. One nation, one market, one stack. One nation, one market, one tax rates. So GST has been identified one of the most important tax reform after independence. So GST is a path-breaking indirect tax reforms which will create common national market by removing all interstate trade barriers. GST has subsumed, absorbed or included 17 different types of taxes related to states and center, and some cesses also absorbed, and multiple indirect taxes also imposed by the states and central governments. So 1st July 2017 onwards, it is a big reform after independence, one nation, one market, one tax rates. So Kashmir to Kanyakumari, Arunachal Pradesh to Gujarat, all the boundaries all covered as one nation. Okay. So GST was first introduced country in the world is France in 1954. Almost 160 plus countries are implemented, adopted on GST. Generally is popular as a single model, but Canada, Brazil also adopted dual model of GST. India has adopted a dual GST which is implemented concurrently by center and states. So we followed the Canadian system. So Canada is a federal country. States have some powers, central has some powers. So we followed Canadian system. Why? Because we have a three different kind of lists are there: state list, central list, concurrent list. So states has power, central has power to levy the taxes. Okay. So to see the picture, in the worldwide, the tax rates are different. So in this picture, our tax rate is showing 28%, but the only less than 10% of products are 28% tax brackets. Whereas France, UK, Ukraine, New Zealand, Australia, so most of the world average GST rate is less than 18%. Okay, 160 plus countries are implemented. Now, our journey starts with GST. We'll see that in 2004, Kelkar committee is appointed for studying the indirect tax system in India. In the year 2006, in his finance minister at that time, P. Chidambaram Garu, has introduced in his budget speech, he mentioned that the government is ready to implement GST on 1st April 2010, the first step in government side. In latter 2009, the first discussion paper was raised, empowered committee. In 2011, 115th amendment bill introduced, subsequently lapsed because of 2014 elections, UPA government and the new government, NDA government is emerged. and all bills was collapsed. The Constitution Bill Amendment Bill in Lok Sabha 2014 introduced the new leadership of the Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, Prime Minister Narendra Modi Garu, and in his team, they are ready to implement the GST, and it's a important bill. The country like our India, an emerging country. In 2016, the Constitution 101 was enacted. In 2016 September, the first GST Council was met. Before that, so many empower committees are met and they discussed so many hours in ministerial level, officers level, subordinate, they discussed. The first GST Council was met in 1st September 2016. In 2017 March, GST Council was recommended there are 4 different types of taxes, actual 3 taxes and 1 compensation act. So the taxes are like this: central GST, state GST, integrated GST, union territory GST, and compensation acts. So there are passed 5 in the April month. The Parliament passed 5 acts. The one act related to central GST, another act is integrated GST Act, Union Territory GST Act, and Compensation Act is passed. So related to SGST, all respective state, they have to pass the bill. So majority of the states have passed the bill before launching this GST in India. In the month of May in 2017, GST Council recommended the rules and rates. In 30th June, all these states except Jammu and Kashmir, the bill was passed related to state GST. As I said earlier, the 1st July 2017, so GST was launched. So one nation, one tax, one market. In 8th of July 2017, the state of Jammu and Kashmir also passed the SGST Act. Then the true integrated of economies happened. So the journey was started 2006 and ended in 8th July. So many discussions around almost 12 years of time, 12 years of time for introducing these acts. So GST law for constitutional amendment is also there. So what is the GST as per Article 366, subsection 12A? So goods and service tax means any tax on supply of goods or services or both, except taxes on the supply of alcohol, liquor for human consumption, some other products. Okay, so this is the definition given in Article 366, subsection 12A. So GST means that action either supply or goods or both, except human consumption alcohol, some petroleum products. So what is the good? The definition is given good in Article 366 subsection 12. Include all materials, commodities, and articles pre-existing definitions. So whatever the definition is there earlier, these definitions are adopted in the definition of goods. Coming to the services, Article 366, subsection 26A, anything other than goods. Anything other than goods. So this was introduced via 101 Constitution Amendment Act. The state 366 subsection 26B with reference to Article 246, 268, 269, 269A and Article 217A includes union territories, introduction of wide 101 Constitution Acts. So goods and service tax, law while unique principles as significant element of prior state and central laws, and also inspired by VAT. Earlier central collected CENVAT, states are VAT, GST legislation of European Union, Australia, Malaysia, etc. Along with international VAT, GST, majority of the world countries are implemented. This bill was passed in Rajya Sabha. GST Act bill was passed in Rajya Sabha 3rd May 2016 and Lok Sabha 8th May of 2016, and notified Constitution first 101 amendment 26th, sorry, 2016 on 8th 9 2016. So you see that there are so many features on this act. Concurrent jurisdictions of levy, collections of both GST by center and states as per Article 246A. The central levy and collect IGST on supplies in the course of interstate transactions, comments including imports as per Article 269A. The compensation for loss of revenue to states for 5 years and recommendation of GST Council, Clause 19. The GST on petrol, crude, high-speed diesel, motor spirits, natural gas, aviation turbine fuel to be levied by latter of as per recommendation given by the GST Council. So before GST, the states has collecting the taxes like central excise duty, additional duties on excise, excise duty levied under Medical and Toilet Preparation Act, additional duties of customs, service tax, surcharges and cesses also there. In case of state governments also they're collecting the taxes like sales VAT or some states called as a sales tax, central excise, central sales tax, what we call CST, purchase tax, entertainment tax, except the local bodies, luxury tax, entry tax, taxes on lottery, betting, gambling, surcharges. All these 17 different kind of taxes are absorbed and subsumed under GST. So Constitution Amendment to provide the concurrent power to both state and center to levy the GST. Okay. Now, earlier before GST, we shifted to post GST. The central taxes and central taxes, tax administration is different, and states have taxes. States have the own tax acts and rules and procedures. So before GST, central government is also collecting the different kind of tax like excise duty and service tax. Okay, so many taxes are there, and the trader or manufacturer they have to approach different kind of rules and regulations. They have to follow different kind of acts. So in India, there are 29 states, 7 union territories. So 29 states have different kind of tax rates, multiple administration required, multiple acts, rules and regulations, multiple procedures. Like it's a very complicated situation. So central government is collecting the custom duty. As the custom duty is there still, that is called basic custom duty. Earlier is the excise duty, central sales tax, service tax also there. But coming to states, the VAT, excise duty, entry tax, entertainment tax are there. So to complicate it to simplification, here GST provide single tax rates. GST providing single tax. Means Kashmir to Kanyakumari, Arunachal Pradesh to Gujarat is only one market. Very simple tax rates. and single tax administration. So there is the earlier multiple is there, now single administration, the only one authority is there. One, that also paperless work. Unified law, the only four laws are there. Laws are unified. The laws applicable to all the states, that is Central GST Act, State GST Act, Union Territory GST Act, and Compensation Act is there. State related to State GST Act is there. So all the activities, all the transactions are computerized. Now GSTN is there, GST network is there to monitor all kind of, it's a purely paperless work. In place of the complicated taxes, now we shifted to, in GST there are basic three type of tax systems are there, tax types. That is central GST, for central goods and service tax, states goods and service tax, or union territory goods and service tax. Third one is integrated goods and service tax. Okay, integrated goods and service tax is there. So some of the products are outside the GST, like human consumption for alcohol, alcohol for human consumption. So why it is outside the GST means alcohol is a state subject. The states have a power to tax remain with the states. Why? Because in GST, the highest tax rate is 28%, but some of the states are imposing the tax more than 50%. The states are losing the revenue, and now it is not included. The states are opposing, and every state has its own policy regarding to alcohol. Some states are alcohol-free states. They are not ready to sell the products. They are not ready to supply this alcohol to human consumption. And also the second one is petroleum products. There are 5 petroleum products out of the GST. These are crude oil, diesel, petrol, natural gas, and ATF is outside the GST. In future, in coming years, GST Council will decide the date from which GST will be applicable these 5 products. Here also some problem is there. In GST, the highest tax rate is 28% only. But in petroleum products, state and centers, governments, they are imposing the maximum tax rates, more than 40 to 50% tax they are charging. So no one is ready to, either central or state, no one ready to, these products are including the GST. Till date, 40 GST council meeting were held. Till every time, these decision is postponed. The third one is tobacco. So tobacco is a part of GST. So tobacco is a demerit product. So if the highest tax rate is there, the consumption is less. So here in GST Act, it gives additional power to central government to collect the additional excise duty on tobacco. Additional excise duty for tobacco products. The fourth one is entertainment tax, levied by the local bodies. The power to remain with local bodies. So local bodies, one of the revenue sources is entertainment. So they have to financially strengthen. So because the reason these entertainment tax is not included, only local body entertainment tax is not included, and metropolitan cities, the entertainment tax will be included in GST. Now, what are the major benefits in the GST? So GST is basically destination-based tax, what we call destination-based tax, consumption-based tax, recipient-based tax. Earlier, what are the taxes are there? Here, the major problem of Indian indirect tax system before GST is cascading effect. The cascading effect nothing but tax on tax. So once the product is excess duty is imposed in manufacturing level, the product is manufactured. Then product is location, manufactured place is Maharashtra. The product is shifted to Telangana. So in this place, CST is there, central goods and central sales tax is there. The same product, if Telangana, the trader will sell the product, he is charging the sales, he is charging the state VAT. Like that, a single product they have to pay multiple taxes, excise duty, okay, central sales tax, and state VAT. So if you provide any services, again it is a service tax. So cascading effect, the tax and tax is there. The tax rates are very high. The product is also very high. When the product rates are high, it leads to increasing the inflation and also overall reduction in prices. So once the cascading effect is there is no cascading effect, automatically the overall reduction price is there. So GST helps to decreasing the inflation rates. And one more thing is common nation markets. As you said that, as you know that the GST nothing but one nation, one tax, one market. Our Prime Minister said that GST nothing but simple and good tax. Really, it's a simple and good tax. Common nation market, no need to take approval for all the states. So earlier, so many checkposts are there. So if you the product travel Kashmir to Kanyakumari, there are so many. They have so many taxes. So many checkposts are there. It will take a lot of time. Now no need to take the permission of all the state governments. Just you can go and sell the products, and it's also benefits to small taxpayers. Very simplified taxpayers, small taxpayers. Directly they have to take the registration under GST, and whatever the product are sale and what are the product they purchase as raw material, and they will get the benefit through input tax credits. The major advantage in GST is input tax credits. The small taxpayer will get the benefits. In these two are helping ease of doing business. So our country is improving ease of doing bank in worldwide. And also self-regulating tax structure. So GST is a self-regulating tax system. So no need to visit any office, no need to fill a physical form. And is a non-interactive electronic tax system. So government started one of the non-profit organization, that is GSTN is there. So these two are helping decreasing the black transactions, is one of the major problem of our Indian economy. And simplified tax regime. Earlier, so many taxes are there. Excise duty, sales tax, VAT, CST, entry tax, octroi, so many taxes are. Now it's simplified. A layman can also understand. So this is the GST, this is the product, this is the GST rate. And if within the states, the two taxes are applicable, that is central GST and state GST. So if the intrastate transaction only IGST is applicable, like is very simplified. Reduction in multiplicity of taxes. These two benefits are help the consumer will know the more information. And GST is basically consumption based tax, recipient based tax, destination based tax. So earlier, those are manufacturing, those states are manufacturing strong, like Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu. They are getting more revenue. The poorest states are not getting the revenue. The consumers are there, but still the tax system is earlier is manufacturing based tax. Now manufacturing to consumption based tax. These consumption based tax helps to the poorer states, will get the more revenue in GST. And abolition of CST, there is no CST, central sales tax. So these two are help the poorer state to get the more revenue. And One last one is export to be zero rated. Our exports are zero rated. Whatever the imports are there, whenever you import the products as raw material or finished products, the trader or manufacturer, they have to pay the basic custom duty plus integrated GST. So our exports are zero rated, but our imports are, we have the collecting the taxes. These two are helping to our dream project Make in India program. Okay, so these are the major advantages in GST. Now let us discuss GST Council is playing a vital role implementing the GST and proceeding the GST. Let us discuss with one by one. So GST Council was constituted in 12th October, 12th September 2016. So far, 40 meetings was held. So threshold limit to be rupees 20 lakhs. Now it is 40 lakhs, and special carry tax is 20 lakhs. Now the figure is doubled. Most of small traders are very happy. The compounding threshold limit to compounding scheme threshold limit is now it increased 1.5 crores. Okay, so who are the members in GST Council? So GST Council was constituted as per our Constitution Article 279A. The GST chairman is chairperson, Union Finance Minister. Who is the finance minister is acted as a chairperson of GST Council. Vice chairman to be chosen among the ministers of the states. There are 33 members in GST Council. So total members in GST Council is 33. Out of 33, among the ministers, they have to select one of the vice chairperson. Members, all the state finance minister or taxation of each state, they are representing in GST Council meeting. So we have 29 states, 29 members, and there are two union territories are there having the legislatures. Like Delhi and Pondicherry, they have a legislatures. These two states also representing two ministers. So 29 states plus 2. The plus 2 nothing but Delhi and Pondicherry or Puducherry. And central members are 2. Central side there are 2 members, and also states was 31 members. Central 2, states are 31. The total 33 members in GST Council. So whenever the GST meeting conducted, at least the quorum is 50%. So whenever the GST meeting conducted, at least 50% of the members must be attended the meeting. So 33, 50%, almost at least 17 members have to attend the meeting. The states have given the highest weightage. 2/3 weightage given to state government and 1/3 weightage given to the central government. This means the states have the power to monitor the GST. They are given most priority. Without state government's opinion or recommendation, no change will happen in the central government. The because is 1/3 and 2/3 is there. The decision by the 75% of majority members can be accepted, that only the changes will happen. So any changes are required in GST Act or rules or tax rates, procedures, 75% members have to be accepted. Those are attended this meeting, at least 75% majority is there. So GST Council make recommendations and everything related to GST, including law, rules and rates. And what are the decisions? Okay, to ensure single interface, all administrative controls are there. 90% of taxpayers having the turnover is less than 1.5 crores with state administration. The trader is, their turnover is 1.5 crores, they have to administration under state government. The 10% of taxpayer having the turnover more than 1.5 crores, they are under central administrative. Okay, same agreement would be applicable for IGST Act also. So GST Council recommended CGST, UTGST, ITGST, IGST, SGST, and Competition Act approved. The formula they given the calculating the Competition Act of Competition finalized also. They recommended the GST tax rates are 5%, 12%, 18%, and 28%. Some of the goods are exempted. We know earlier we discussed the separate tax for precious metals 1 to 3%. The cess over the peak rates of 28% on specified luxury and thin goods. The rules of registration, payment, returns, refund, and invoice, compensation levy, input credits, input as credits, transactional provisions, and valuation recommended. Everything is done by the GST Council. So GST Council also have their own powers, okay, and specified rates are there. And this is the figure due to COVID-19. Virtual GST Council meeting was conducted in the last month. So in the 40th General Council, GST Council meeting, they took a decision reducing the late fee of returns between July 2017 and January 2020. Further, the relief for small taxpayer for March to April tax period, but taxpayers aggregate turnover more than 5 crores. So one-time extension for seeking revocation of cancellation of registration. Like these are the major decisions taken in the 40th GST Council meeting in the last month. And we know that GST, whatever GST implemented, the major role played by the technology. The major technology is that is GSTN. GSTN. The full form of GSTN is Goods and Service Tax Network. It is incorporated in March 2013. Section 25 Private Limited Company with paid up capital is 10 crores. Within 10 crores, the equity holders are central governments 24.5% and empower committees. Now it's empower committees and all the states together 24.5%. The financial institution is 51%. The function as a common pass through portal for taxpayers, submitting registration application, file returns, make tax payments through GST network only. To develop back-end module for 28 states, Infosys applied as a managed service providers, MSP, appointed multiple GST Suvidha providers also to conducting awareness program to help the small and medium entrepreneur to aware the GST acts. And role of CBEC. So CBEC role is very important to implement this act. The role in policy making, whatever the policy is making through only the power has given the CBSE. Drafting to GST laws, rules, procedures related to CGST, Central GST, UTGST, and IGST laws. So CBSE is responsible for administration of both central and state, that is CGST, Central GST, and integrated GST laws. The assessment, audit, anti-evasion enforcement under CGST, UTGST, and IGST, and SGS related to states parts, levies and collections of central excise duty and products outside GST like petroleum products and tobacco. So levies and collection of custom duty is also there, that is basic custom duty is not included in GST, and developing linkages through CBSE to GST system with GSTN network, training of officials both state and central, and Director General of Safeguard CBSE has been mandated to conduct detailed inquiry on anti-profiting cases. So this is also one most advantages in GST. Okay. Now we go for another important area in GST, GST registration. GST registration. So you know that GST registration is mandatory for those people are aggregate turnover is more than 20 lakh earlier. Now it is a 40 lakhs. As per GST Act section 22, the person liable for registration, the aggregate turnover is more than 20 lakhs. Now it is a 40 lakhs. The special category states their aggregate turnover is more than 10 lakhs and now it's a 20 lakhs. Okay, here the word is using that aggregate turnover. So let us know that what is aggregate turnover. Aggregate turnover includes taxable supplies plus exempt supplies plus exports plus interstate supplies. Interstate supplies all are included in aggregate turnover. The taxable supplier does not include alcohol for human consumption. So aggregate turnover is a base. For example, if any trader is there, their aggregate turnover is less than 40 lakhs, it is optional. If they want to take registration, if the trader or manufacturer, service provider, if they take the registration at GST, they will get these more advantages as per GST law. They will get the enjoy and the reverse charge mechanism, input tax credit. They get the advantages. So registration is required in the states from which the makes taxable supplies. So GST is basically destination based tax. Tax is go to the destination states, but registration in the origin states. Okay, origin registration in the origin states, but the tax goes to the destination tax. Person registered licensed under at the while law on day immediately proceed to the appointed dates. The transfer of business, transfer it to obtain registration in case of sale, succession, amalgamation or demerger. Okay, let us see this screen. So Mumbai units, XYZ Limited has the 2 units. One unit in Mumbai, another unit in Assam. So Mumbai is a non-special category states. Assam is a special category state. So here the XYZ Limited has take the registration of 2 states, Assam and Mumbai, Maharashtra. Why? Because Assam is a special category states. Their aggregate turnover is 11 lakhs, is more than 10 lakhs as per earlier. Now they take the registration on Assam. And Mumbai is also they have to take the registration. This is one. And as per section 24, compulsory registration is there. Now interstate transaction. So any trader, manufacturer, supplies, service provider, they are doing the business interstate, they must take the registration. The second one is casual taxpayer. Casual taxpayer, person making taxable supply, they have to take the registration is compulsory. Third one is person required to pay a tax under reverse charge. So those people are under getting the reverse charge advantage, they have to take the registration and required to pay tax under subsection 5, section 9. So those people have to pay the tax. And non-residents taxable person making taxable supply. So NRIs, they have to pay the tax, they have to take the registration. Required to deducting tax under section 51. So those people are getting that, they want to get advantage on input tax credit, so they want to take registration. And making taxable supply as an agent or otherwise. Input service distributors, they also takes registration is compulsory. E-commerce operators, e-commerce operator, Amazon, Flipkart, okay, these are e-commerce operators, they have to, registration is compulsory. And supplies of OIDR services from outside India to a person in India or registered person. So other than supplies specified under subsection 5, section 9, such e-commerce operator who is required to collect tax at source under section 52. The last is 12, classes of person as may be notified by central council recommendations. So if the everything is any trader, they have to register at GST, then they have to submit the application online. Within 30 days, they will get the approval. Application to be filled online in each state within 30 days. Means 31st July 2017 to they are giving the 1 month period. So at the end of July, at the end of July, they have to apply. And single registration in each state or union territory. If having a multiple business vertical is a vertical in a state on union territory may be granted separate registration. So if they have multiple business is a vertical, if it is horizontal not is a vertical, they have to take multiple registration. As per section 25 GST Act, a person though not liable to be registered under section 22 or section 24 may get himself registered voluntarily or provisionally for this act, or as applicable as a registered person shall apply to such person. See here, the registration or UIN number shall be granted, rejected after due verification. If everything is correct, verification shall be issued in a such form as may be prescribed dates. Okay. See, the registration process, form 1, that is GST registration form 1. So GST registration form 1, it's purely GST registration purely based on the PAN based registration. It's not individual PAN, it's a business permanent account number and purely PAN based registration process. And part A, there are two parts are there in GSTR registration form 1. One is part A. In part A, show that PAN number, email ID, and mobile number, verification number, mobile number for verification, and other details. Other details, nothing but the business details. Whatever they're doing the business, whatever the earlier permissions, okay, document they have to upload. If GST or registration 1 uploaded, system generated acknowledgement form will GSTR 2 is there. Submit the relevant documents. So initial verification within 3 working days. If any clarification or information is required, they're asking GSTR 3. The applicants furnish clarification on GSTR 4 within 7 working days. So if there is no in verification process, there is no further clarification, then approval within 3 working days. So whenever you approved, when you applied GST registration 1, acknowledgement GST 2 is generated within 3 days, 3 working days. The business get the GST registration number. If satisfactory clarification received, approval shall be given next 7 days. If the clarification not satisfactory in time met, the rejection form GSTR 5. So either approval or rejected within 7 days. Set the process applicable to interstates, voluntary, casual, reverse charge. The total process is completed within 17 working days. The registration process is registration certificate issued in the form of GSTR 6 within 17 days. So see this GST IN number, GSTIN number. What we call GSTN? GSTIN. So IN nothing but identification number. So GSTN is different, GSTIN is different. So GSTIN nothing but a 15 digit alphanumerical number. So first two digits showing the state serial number. So particular Telangana 36 serial number is there. Remaining 10 digits are 10 digits is a PAN number. In next two digits is entity code. So last digit is check number. Like it's a purely 6 digits number, alphanumerical number. So first two digits indicating the state serial number. Just you can see this number, you can understand that. So this is a state bill, invoice. Okay. And submit the application form GSTR 7 for further clarification. Certificate of registration issued GST registration 6 within 3 working days. Registration of certificate may be cancelled as per Rule 22 of GST Act by proper officers if that person no longer to deduct tax at source under section 51. So these are the major GSTR returns. Okay. And now we'll discuss, it's a continuation of types of returns. So GSTR 1 is a monthly return. It has to be submitted 10th of succeeding month. And details of GSTR 1 mentioned is a outward supplies, nothing but the sales. GSTR 2A is also monthly return, and it has to submit it 15th of succeeded month. So it mentioned are GST inward supplies, no GST inward supply and outward supplies. So inward supplies is GSTR 1 and outward supplies is GSTR 2. Inward supply is GSTR 1, outward supply is GSTR 2. And third one is monthly return. So once a GSTR 1 uploaded, GSTR 2 is auto populated. So one GSTR 1 minus GSTR 2 automatically monthly return is generated. It's all system generated. So once you upload GSTR 1 and GSTR 2, GSTR 3 as auto populated. So GSTR 4 is related to compounding taxpayer. Compounding taxpayer. In GST, there are two different types of taxes are there. One is GST regular scheme. Second one is compounding scheme or composite levy. So those people are small traders or manufacturers. They have to small traders. They have to opt for composite scheme. Their sales are within the state only. Okay. And they don't want to get any tax advantages. That is no advantage input tax credits. And they don't have the right to collect the tax from customers. As GST regular scheme holder, they have a right to collect the tax from customers. But in case of compounding scheme, the compounding taxpayer, there is no right to collect the tax from customers. So they have to pay tax on their turnover. If the trader is 1%, manufacturer is 2%, and restaurants are 5%. Trader and manufacturer related to goods, restaurant is services. All services, the only one service given under compounding scheme, but composite levy. These composite taxpayer, they have to submit quarterly report. That quarter report they have to submit 18th of next month, 18th of next quarter. For example, the first quarter, April, May, June. April to June quarter return they have to submit July 18th. July 18, they have to submit the return. GSTR 5 is a foreign non-taxpayer, that is NRA taxpayer. They have to submit their GSTR 5 in 20th of next month. GSTR 6 is an input service distributor. They also submit the return in 15th of next month. GSTR 7 is a TDS, tax deducted at source. So they have to submit the return in 10th of next month. GSTR 8 is a final return they have to submit 31st December in the financial year. We'll see these returns, the process. GSTR 1 to GSTR 2. Okay, GSTR 2A tax payable. Okay, so these are the month returns. GST 8, GSTR 8. Okay, 31st December of next financial year. Okay, GSTR 9 is also there. GSTR 9 is also there. GSTR 1 in next of 10th of next month, 15th of next month, 20th of next month. So we'll upload the data, all the data in GSTN network. So GSTN network is playing a vital role to giving the data, to save the data and generating a format, collecting the taxes. Okay, everything is under done by GSTN network. Okay, ITC advantages. Availing ITC in GST regime. So in GST, there is a major advantages in input tax credits. The seller pays the tax to the governments. Okay, buyer get input tax credits. So, but buyer get the input tax credit if the seller is paid. For example, a computer dealer is there. He is buying the computer parts and is assembling the computer parts and he sells the products. So whenever he buy the raw material or whenever the computer parts, he has to pay the tax. These taxes are allowed for exemption. So one side is paying the tax, another side is collecting the taxes. One side is paying the tax when they purchase the raw material or spare parts. Second side, he collect the tax from customers. So whatever the tax collected and whatever the tax he paid earlier, this can be deducted, the final tax will be paid. Okay, so here one more important point is interstate transaction. Interstate transaction. So intrastate nothing but place of supply, supplier place, both are the same. So Telangana, the place of supplier, the place of supply is also Telangana. Then in this case, the taxes are applicable is CGST and SGST, central GST and state GST. If it is a computer, if it is a mobile phone, the tax rate is applicable is 18%. These 18% tax will be divided into two, 9% and 9%. So 9% for central government, 9% state governments. If it is a intrastate transactions, intrastate trade or service. So in case of interstate transaction, here IGST is applicable. Integrated GST is applicable. Here the tax rate is only 18% is IGST. So if we can import the product from outside the India, then we have to pay first basic custom duty. Then we have to pay integrated GST. Like that, we have to pay the all kind of two taxes. So this is my presentation. Dear students, I will tell you the important questions in GST when you write the examination MCOM level or BCom. So exam is explain overview of Indian GST, Indian indirect tax system. especially in GST. Or explain the process of GST registration. Or what are the taxes are subsumed under GST? Like in unit 1, there are 3 important questions. One is explain an overview of GST. The second one is discuss GST registration process. Third one, explain various types of GSTR returns. Explain GSTR returns. Like these are the very, very important questions in your examination point of view. Thank you, viewers, for watching my presentation. Thank you, one and all.